Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Battlebowl.
Oh my goodness. 95!
This is it, yeah, 1995. Are you excited or what?
I am extremely pumped for this. I mean, first of all, the first one just went so well. I randomly, and then it is such a surprise finish, too.
I know.
The perfect, oddly enough, it was so random, but so perfect, too. Which I thought was absolutely amazing. So we're just going to turn that down just a little bit. All right, there we go. Well, hey, everyone, I'm Petrie.
I'm Chris.
And hey, welcome to another exciting episode of New School Republic Pro Wrestling Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are re-rolling. Wait, are we re-rolling or are we just, is this a brand new one?
This is a brand new one. This was never done.
This was never done. So we're doing Battlebowl 95.
Yes, Battlebowl 1995. 94 was a lot of fun, but I tell you what, we were really pulling for a roster. I didn't realize how tough it would be to get a 1994 November, December-ish kind of roster. Which is
you really do your homework on this, which is really, I feel like it's the grounds for the success. But why do you think the roster was so good in 94, but kind of lackluster in 95? You're the WCW guy.
Okay, so basically my opinion was this. Hogan came in June. I think they signed him in late April. But I noticed a transition was happening. So you were starting to lose guys. Not saying it was a huge loss, but guys you pretty much grew up watching for the past 2 to 3 years, like Eric Watts, Too Cold Scorpio. Let me think who else kind of fizzed out. Ice Train. Okay. There was a few others that kind of went by the wayside. So a lot of guys. Oh yeah, Ricky Steamboat, Rick Rude. So a lot of guys that you grew up watching between I'd say 92 through 94, they started fizzing out, either getting hurt or just released or going away for a while and coming back. So, Road Warrior Hawk 2, that's another good example.
We're going to play the Battlebowl music right now.
All right.
No. We're at that.
Okay.
Well, now it's playing. You hear that?
Oh, yeah, there it is.
There it is. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, there we go. And now I think we're going to go ahead and we're just going to run down top to bottom.
Oh, yeah.
The list of names that we have here. So, I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead. Oh, I lost it.
I have it. Do you want me to run down?
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, just to mention this is 1995, and I'll tell you what, 1995 in the fall was a heck of a lot easier than 1994 in the fall. There was so many competitors, because they just had World War III at the time, so it's very easy to get a roster here. So we picked in Battlebowl Stevie Ray, Flying Brian Pillman, Jerry Saggs, Scotty Riggs, the Shark, Bunkhouse Buck, the Super Assassin, Randy Savage, Dave Sullivan, Lex Luger, the Zodiac, Booker T, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Disco Inferno, Paul Orndorff, DK Wall Street, Sergeant Craig Pitbull Pittman, Ric Flair, Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, Johnny B. Bad, Super Assassin 2, Arn Anderson, Diamond Dallas Page, Sting, Dave Sullivan, Kevin Sullivan, Hulk Hogan, Dick Slater, The Great Muta, Alex Wright, Bobby Eaton, Brian Knobs, One Man Gang, Buff Bagwell, Big Bubba Rogers, Hawk, Steven Regal, Ming, and I believe David Taylor. That was everybody.
All right, great. So, and that was not in the order that I had, so I completely lost track after the second one.
Yeah.
So, okay, and that's Battlebowl 95. So we broke it. Here are the rules here.
Yeah,
so
explain them.
So if you weren't here the first time, this is how they did it, and this was legit. They actually drew names. Okay. So there are two parts to this. There's a tag team half, and then there's the Battle Royal half. So they would draw real tag teams for the tag team portion, and whatever tag team won went on to the second half to Battlebowl. So the first half was the Lethal Lottery, the tag team part. Second part was Battlebowl, the Battle Royal part. Okay. So we randomly drew names for the Lethal Lottery, and then we're going to redraw again because we have a system set up for Battlebowl. We'll explain Battlebowl when we get to that.
Sure.
So the rule for our rules for the Lethal Lottery is that we have two 20-sided die. Okay, we'll denote a color for a tag team. Whoever rolls highest out of 20 wins the match.
Yeah.
There must be a winner. There are no draws. If there's a tie, we re-roll. All right. Think of that as an extra 5 minutes. Okay. And then we take those two scores, let's say, 15 plus 5, We take those two scores, combine them, and out of 40, that kind of gives us an idea of how the match went, how good of a match it was.
Good or stinker.
Right, and then aggregate at the end of the night tells us, what kind of the portion was to the Lethal Lottery. Mm-hmm. Right, then we'll explain the Battle Bowl part when we get to it.
Sure.
Okay, but now I think let's go ahead. I think we're ready to roll some names here.
All right, let me go back and get the names. All right, the first match in Battle Bowl is going to be Stevie Ray and Flying Brian Pillman. They drew up against Jerry Saggs and from the American Males, Scotty Riggs.
All right, so I think we'll use Brian Pillman and Stevie Ray as the orange, and then we'll use Saggs and Riggs as the black.
There we go. First matchup.
Wow. Okay. So, at a score of 15-2, Jerry Saggs and Scotty Riggs go on the Battle Bowl. I mean, Stevie Ray and Brian Pillman could not get anything going. Why do you think that happened?
Well, I mean, at the time they were doing the Four Horsemen, Brian Pillman angle where he's a little bit crazy. Okay. So he could have either just ran away chasing someone or just didn't really help Stevie Ray too much. And I could see Saggs and maybe even Stevie Ray fighting each other, getting distracted. Like Scotty Riggs does a quick roll-up for the win.
Right. Okay. So, 17 out of 40, it's not the greatest match, but they had a match.
It's probably miscommunication, I would think, with Brian Pillman and Stevie Ray.
Right.
I would think Pillman's playing games and goofing off, and Stevie Ray's getting frustrated, and he just either pushes Pillman down, Scotty Riggs or Jerry Saggs has to roll up, and Stevie Ray just doesn't care, or maybe he brawls with Jerry Saggs, because Harlem Heat and the Nasty Boys feuded for 2 years straight. So either way, I think that could have went. Scotty Riggs really didn't have much to do with any of them, so he's just kind of a random guy in there.
Okay.
So that's what I'm thinking.
Well, that's good. That's why we do this. I mean,
it's a lot of fun to think,
Yeah, absolutely. We like booking them. We have numbers here.
We do.
We just have to spin that narrative around.
I know. That's all we have to do.
That's all you have to do.
Send my book, and you can picture it in your mind. And also let you know too, we're not doing the one ring garbage. We're doing 2-ring, 20-man battle royal in this too.
Okay.
Because a lot of them they just did 1 ring, and I think that took away the mystique of Battle Bowl too. And some people don't like Battle Bowl. I think it's garbage, and that's fine. But we enjoyed it. I thought it was a good pay-per-view. I listened to other podcasts, and they kind of put it down. It was a cluster, the first one, but I still think it's a good idea. It's interesting.
It's a great idea.
I mean, it doesn't have to... I agree that it probably wasn't the best move to have it at Starrcade, but I think when they made its own pay-per-view, that was a good idea. Absolutely. I liked it.
So, I think next... we're not writing any of this down, are we?
I have who beat who, so I have who's going to battle.
Also, write down the scores, too.
Okay,
Write down the scores. It was 17 to... No. It was 15-2. With the aggregate score being 17 out of 40.
Okay, and then 17 out of 40. All right, the next group in Battle Bowl is going to be Booker T from Harlem Heat. So Harlem Heat gets picked real quick here.
Real quick.
And the Zodiac
against
Lex Luger and Dave Sullivan.
So I'm going to use Booker T and the Zodiac as the orange again, and Luger and Dave Sullivan as the white. Here we go.
There we go.
That
makes sense.
All right, yeah. So it was a valiant effort. It was 18-9, but really the victors here will be Luger and Sullivan.
Yeah, that's interesting. So what was that score again? Okay, we'll get that.
It was 18-9.
Okay.
So what really happened here? I mean, I guess just would you say? I don't want to say experience, but maybe professionalism?
Yeah, I think you're just going to get a solid match out of this. You'll get a little bit of goofiness with Dave Sullivan and the Zodiac interacting because at the time,
a lot of goofiness out of the Zodiac.
Yeah, he was at Dungeon of Doom, and Dave Sullivan was like Hulk Hogan's buddy at the time, so he's kind of timid and shy. But I just see, Lex Luger was...
I can see Booker T not putting up with any of this.
Yeah, he's just not. He wants to win the match. He's competitive.
Yeah.
And Lex Luger's just Lex Luger. He's just going to do some muscle power moves. He was a heel at the time, but he's just going to get the job done. So you're just going to get a basic wrestling match. I don't think anything too crazy.
No, and that's 18 out of 9. 18 plus 9, that's 27, I believe. So that's 27 out of 40. That's still a good match. It's still a great match.
I think so, too. I just think it's just going to be a regular wrestling match. I don't think you're going to get anything crazy, but it's not going to get, I don't think, too boring.
Right. Okay. All right, so our next match here... I lost it again. There we go. Yay me.
All right, so the next match in Battle Bowl is The Shark And Bunkhouse Buck, your buddy,
Absolutely.
against the Super Assassin, number 1, and Randy Savage. So I just put Super Assassin 1 as the Barbarian, because that's who was under the mask at the time. So, there we go. So this is interesting. There's a lot of power in this match.
What are you thinking? What colors
Let's
would you
do
like?
Halloween colors, black and
For
orange.
For the Shark and Buck?
Yeah, so black for Bunkhouse Buck and Shark, and then orange for Savage and Barbarian.
Black for...
Shark and Bunkhouse Buck.
And then orange for
Yeah.
Savage and Super Assassin.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Wait a minute.
Oh!
No.
Okay.
No. No. Okay, so now, after a technical snafu.
Yes.
Okay, so orange was Super Assassin 1 and Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yes.
At a very weird score of 9-6.
Okay.
I thought we tied, but
Yeah,
we obviously didn't. Aggregate score of 15 out of 40.
Mm-hmm.
Super Assassin and Macho Man beat out the Shark and Bunkhouse Buck. What happened here?
I think you're going to see a good wrestling match. It's going to be solid.
Well, no, 15 out of 40 technically it's kind of below average.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm sorry.
A little below
what
average.
What really would be, but yeah, below average. You're probably just going to have. Maybe it'll be just a quick match. You know? It could be like one of those things where like the Shark goes after Savage, hits the turnbuckle, and the Barbarian just comes out of nowhere and clotheslines him.
Because they and one of the things from what I understand of what they did for Battlebowl is that they actually had select people. It's like, hey, when you get selected for Lethal Lottery, you know, these people have to go to the Battlebowl. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's kind of like the same thing with Macho Man. It was like, hey, Macho Man got to go to the Battlebowl. Has to go to the Battlebowl.
It could be, yeah, and
right.
That's what would make sense to me. You need some names. Now, last year we did that too, and Vader and Flair both got eliminated from Battlebowl, and we came up with a scenario. Well, they were feuding the whole year. That makes perfect sense to get them both out of there,
right? Because
they can't get along. That's great.
Because here's the thing: the Super Assassin 1 and Macho Man worked average as a team, but like the Shark and Buck had some friction going on there with a score of 6 out of 20.
Yeah, it's hard. They might have just not gotten along too, and Colonel Parker and Jimmy Hart would be at ringside, so maybe the manager's gotten involved too. Like maybe they just did not get along that way, and that was it.
Okay.
So that would make sense too.
So our next match will be Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Disco Inferno versus talking about a random draw.
Yeah.
Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit.
Very good draw. And
very good draw.
These were the guys that we really needed in '94, like Too Cold Scorpio, Benoit, Malenko, a few other guys that would really help round off the pay-per-view, because we were missing some great mid-card talent. Like we had Pillman and Austin and a few others, but we didn't have a lot after that. A lot of it was just filler or like almost semi-jobber kind of guys. So really pulling at strings. And another guy that we lost too right before the end of '94 was Cactus Jack too.
Oh wait, wow!
So that's a huge name that just kind of vanished. He's like all those guys you knew. So yeah, so that was a little tough, but. All right.
So we're going to go with Malenko and Benoit as black, and then Hacksaw and Disco as white. Here we go. Wow.
Wow.
Okay. So apparently the higher-ups at WCW did not think too highly of Malenko and Benoit. 11-8.
Oof, which is surprising.
Yeah, so Hacksaw and Disco go on to Battlebowl.
I see some comedy with Disco and Hacksaw, getting frustrated at him because Disco used to touch his hair all the time.
Yeah.
So I could see that. I mean, I could see some near misses with Disco Inferno, almost getting pinned by Benoit and Malenko several times.
I'm thinking with this, since Malenko and Benoit are such tacticians, and really Disco and Hacksaw are not. I think this was just bad booking.
Yeah, probably was.
I think this whole match, 19 out of 40, this whole thing just worked against Malenko and Benoit, unfortunately. But hey, that's the roll of the dice. That's the Lethal Lottery.
They beat him 8-11.
Yeah.
Wow. That's just hard. Yeah. That's just a match you wouldn't book necessarily, if you were in charge. But hey, it's the luck of the draw. So Hacksaw and Disco are going to Battlebowl.
Wow.
What a team.
Whew. All right. So after that, we have Ric Flair and Greg Pittman versus Mr. Wall Street and Paul Orndorff.
Yeah, which is actually, this is going to be a great match.
You
I think. On paper, yes. I don't know. I mean, I think perform, too. They're all great wrestlers. I mean, they're all heels, too, which is interesting. It's an all-heel match.
Okay.
I don't really think you could have a bad match with these guys. I mean, our dice might prove different, but I'd pay to see that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll use Flair and Pittman as the black dice, and then Wall Street and Orndorff as white. Here we go.
All right.
For a spot. Whoa. Okay.
Wow.
All right. Another oddly drawn match here. Wall Street and Orndorff come out on top with 17. Really solid tag team action on as a team here. But Ric Flair and Greg Pittman, 17-4.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it could be like one of those rookie mistake things. Pittman's new. But honestly, I think someone's just going to out-wrestle somebody. That's what it boils down to. You're not really going to get any cheating, any interference. I mean, you get some cheating, but you won't get interference. You're just going to get a heel versus heel match. It's going to be good and competitive.
No, were any of these guys managed?
At the time, no. Nobody was.
No, okay. I was going to say, like, well, maybe a manager interfered, but...
No, they were all by themselves at the moment. I mean, the Assassin stopped managing Orndorff in, like, 94, so he wouldn't have been involved. And the Horsemen were just back together, but they didn't have a mouthpiece till Bobby Heenan in 96 for a little bit, but... Yeah, there wouldn't have been anybody really to interfere.
Okay. All right, then. So that is what it is, then.
Yeah, same. I mean, Teddy Long was Craig Pittman's manager in 96, but this is before that. So, yeah, no managers.
Right, and this is 17 out of 4. That's 21. 21 out of 40. Again, average match.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, like, pretty good. It's going to get you by. I mean, Flair's a professional. I mean, Mike Rotundo's been around the block. Same with Orndorff. And Pittman's a collegiate wrestler. Almost borderline MMA kind of guy. So they're all great wrestlers. They're just going to have a good, solid match. The fans might not be into it as much or appreciate it as much because they're like, but I think it's going to be a good match. I'd pay to see it.
Right. Okay. And moving on, we have Eddie Guerrero, Johnny B. Bad versus Arn Anderson and Super Assassin 2. Now, who was Super Assassin 2?
And that was the Warlord.
That was the Warlord.
So
okay. So it'll be Guerrero, Bad is black. Anderson and Super Assassin 2 is white.
Okay.
Here we go.
Wow. That's a different one, too.
Okay. So Guerrero and Bad, average team, 10. Yeah. But Anderson and Super Assassin 2 just could not get anything going with that critical miss.
You're going to get the speed. It's going to be all about speed.
It's all about speed here?
Yeah. Johnny B. Bad could punch. And he was kind of feuding with Anderson at the time, which was good. So I could see Eddie Guerrero doing something real quick, and then Johnny B. Bad knocking out Arn Anderson with the kiss to don't miss.
I'm also thinking the lack of communication would probably have to come up, in volumes with Anderson and Super Assassin 2.
Yeah, I mean... Technically, you'd have Colonel Parker out there, because he was their manager of Super Assassins. But technically, even still...
The whole thing was a cluster. I mean, they got the lowest score you can get. They got a 1. They couldn't do anything as a team.
Just no communication, so... It's probably going to be like one of those, 5-minute quickers, just to get out of the way. Bad
and Guerrero had at least had an average score of 10. At least. But, again, them's the breaks.
We need some faces in Battlebowl anyway, so there you go.
Right. And going on to our next match,
we have Ming and Road Warrior Hawk, who were feuding at the time, so that's perfect, against Lord Steven Regal and Big Bubba Rogers.
So we'll use Regal and Bubba as black, and then we'll use Ming and Hawk. I'll tell you what, we'll go a little crazy here. We're going to go with some green dice.
Ooh, okay, here we go.
Dice here. Here we go. All right, wow. I think this is going to be the worst match on the card.
Yeah,
shockingly so. Mang and Hawk come out on top,
which is good. I prefer that.
2 points over Regal and Bubba. However, the score turns out to be 5-3. Again, just couldn't get anything going here.
Honestly, what I would do is just not even have Steve Regal get in the ring.
Really?
And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because
now that's different. That makes it completely different.
Here's why. He's like that commoner British guy. Big Bubba's like the brawler. So it's just going to be him and Hawk brawling all over the place. And then it's just going to be like Ming and Hawk brawling. And what's going to happen is I think Ming's going to put probably Hawk in the Tonga death grip and Bubba. They both go down for a pin. And Ming pins Hawk, but he also pins Bubba, and that's how they get. And
Right.
Regal's like, I don't want to get involved in this. I'm not going up against Ming.
He's washing his
Just
hands
not
the whole
interested. Yeah,
thing.
I could just see
Okay.
that. 'Cause he played that angle a lot. He
Right.
wouldn't get involved in stuff.
And this is 8 out of 40, so this would have been everyone would have been sitting there dumbfounded at what was going on here.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I think this is going to be our lowest match of the card.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the whole thing was random,
Yeah.
and that's why we're doing this.
And it's fun, and you can't have perfection all the time. Like, I mean, you can't have everybody that
It's
you ever
true.
wanted in Battlebowl. It just doesn't happen.
Like they can't, and they all can't be like great matches. I mean,
Yeah.
there has to be like a sense of realism.
Yeah, there's some give and take.
Right. Yeah, give and take. I think that's even better.
Yeah, I mean,
So.
realistically, would Arn Anderson, Ric Flair go to Battlebowl? Probably. Same with Malenko, Benoit. I could see it. But the way it's drawn out here, not going. We haven't drawn Ric Flair in a Battlebowl yet, so that's interesting.
That's true.
Neither Anderson, so that's really interesting. I guess on to the next match.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I'm going through some of the names here
Yeah.
of who picked who. So Flair has been eliminated, correct?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, Miss Brady has been eliminated from Battlebowl.
Okay.
Sting.
This is from our Facebook group. Yeah.
Sting's not even in this, is he?
Yes, he is. He's
Oh,
actually
at
at the
the-
end.
okay,
Yeah.
he's-
We did pick him at the end, which is interesting. That's an interesting match too.
So Michael's in it, and then George Hogan is still in it.
Yep.
I should have tagged a whole bunch of people in this. This
We
comes out
should.
on me.
It's
Yeah.
okay, honestly, like we were doing all this last week and we got a little bit tied up, so we're a little bit late taping it, but we'll set this up for our next one we do. We do a Facebook group
And where's that at?
event. New School Republic, we're on Facebook.
Right.
Yeah, so-
NSR Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Mhm.
Join the group. I feel like the group's way more active than the page.
It is, yeah. The page we get a little bit here and there, but yeah, definitely the group's more interactive. And this is a contest right now. If someone picks the right winner of Battlebowl, which we're not like,
Right.
we're not like, like rigging it or anything. We're doing it live.
So and also since Sting is picked last, Michael Hogan could get eliminated.
Yeah.
And Michael Terry could still come out on top by not doing anything by default.
Just by default.
And that happens.
And he'll get a prize too.
Right, at your discretion.
Yes.
There we go. So our next match was One Man Gang and Bagwell versus Bobby Eaton and Brian Knobbs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could see Capetta just like announcing this, and everyone just like, "Wow!" I mean, this is they made the lethal lottery for matches like this.
Yep, they did. This is very, very random.
Absolutely. So we're gonna go with One Man Gang and Buff Bagwell as Black, and just going back, we're gonna use Bobby Eaton and Brian Knobbs as White.
Okay.
Here we go.
Ooh.
Okay.
I can see it.
All right. So not like. Again, not a great match.
Not stellar.
The aggregate score here is 15 out of 40. 10-5. Eaton and Knobbs go on to Battlebowl.
Okay, so that's interesting.
You're right.
We had the Nasty Boys in Battlebowl already. So that's interesting. We got a tag team in there.
Right. So, you think what happened here was a rookie veteran thing with One Man Gang and Bagwell?
Yeah, I could see that. I could see Gang just turning on him too.
Right. Or I think another thing that I can see here is just Eaton and Knobbs. I mean, just two members of two really great heel tag teams.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I mean, it's chocolate and peanut butter. You know,
Yeah.
they know what they're doing, and they like. I feel like we not a few. I'm an idiot.
They'll just
They'll form not a faction, but like a treaty.
Yeah.
They come to a truce here. It's you have oh my god, Nasty Boys and Eaton, Midnight Express.
Oh yeah. That's okay.
It took me forever to think of Midnight Express.
I was thinking, like, what was he thinking of the Blue Bloods or?
No. But hey, still even then,
That's not bad.
No.
Some of these matches, like I remember towards like once you get to the like match 6, 7, 8, people start kind of falling off. So that could be one of those matches too.
Right.
You start getting a little bored of Battle Bowl, and that's why I think too maybe they cut some of the pay per view down. years ago. They went from 10 matches, then it was 4, then it was 8, and then the 96. We'll get into that later. Oh my gosh, what a disaster. Anyway, the next group. This is interesting.
Yeah.
Dirty Dick Slater and the Immortal Hulk Hogan are going to battle Kevin Sullivan, which is good because he was feuding with Hogan from the Dungeon of Doom at the time.
Great.
And Dave Taylor, who's a new member of the roster at this point.
All right, so I think we're going to go ahead and use Hogan and Slater as orange.
Okay.
And then Sullivan and Dave Taylor is black. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go.
There we go. Whoa.
Okay. All right.
That's interesting.
All right. So, aggregate score of 28-40, 17-11. Slater and Hogan advance.
All right.
They move on. Again, Slater and Hogan really gel here as a team. Kevin Sullivan and Dave Taylor, not so much. I can see happening here. Kevin Sullivan just tries to use the Dungeon of Doom. Maybe you have the Shark come out, the Zodiac, Kamala.
Yeah. He was gone at the time. He left.
Okay.
Yeah, he bailed. But Ming, he was still around.
Okay.
Vader was gone too. He turned face before he left. Zodiac, Shark, so a lot of those guys brewing around, causing trouble.
Right. But then just a comedy of errors. They just impede Sullivan, and Taylor's just like, what's going on here?
Yeah, because Dave Taylor at the time, he really wasn't a face or a heel when he first came in, so he didn't really know what he was. So it could go either way. He could be he could try to help Hogan a little bit or whatever, just fight everybody off at one point. So
well, also if you're down the road, and if you see people, if you see the Zodiac and the Shark come out, you really want to be a part of that. If you're Dave Taylor, I say no.
I know. It wouldn't be long.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
All right.
The final match. This is an interesting one. So Hogan's in. He was our winner last year, in '94 technically. Here are the winners from the previous Battle Bowls. So Alex Wright is teaming with the Great Muta. He's going to battle Sting and Diamond Dallas Page.
I'm liking this.
Yeah.
I'm liking this.
This is interesting. You got...
I feel like if you were having a super card, this would be your main event of the evening.
Yeah. Maybe not so much with Alex Wright in it, but definitely Sting.
I think that...
Sting and Muta. I mean, DDP was kind of learning the ropes too, but actually he wins the 96 Battle Bowl, which... technically you could say 3 Battle Bowl winners in this, but...
Yeah. But I don't know. I think... Maybe I'm saying this with hindsight, but I always watched WCW. See, I always watched WCW in that first hour, from 8 to 9.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I was completely familiar with Alex Wright for the longest time. And also, I love DDP, and I'm I obviously know Sting and Muta. So just, I feel like before things got weird for WCW, I feel like these are the 4... probably the most solid guys.
You're going to get a great match out of them, no doubt.
Hopefully. I mean, we still have to roll.
Yeah. I mean, DDP's a workhorse. Sting, great. Muta, and Alex Wright is a rookie at the time, pretty much, but still great wrestler. So let's see what they roll.
We're going to use Sting and DDP as green, and Wright and Muta as orange. Here we go. Okay, so, I mean, wow. Okay. So... Muta and Wright rolled a 14, and we kind of had a snafu with the dice there.
Yeah.
So we had to re-roll because it landed on carpet. There was just no way we could see what Sting and DDP came up as.
We had to really dig for it. So
Sting and DDP rolled a 20.
Wow.
So a perfect score. Sting and DDP could not be caught here, and they move on the Battle Bowl. Yeah. I mean, DDP was always good.
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like and they just eked out Muta and Wright. Not to take away anything from Muta and Wright.
Yeah.
But Sting and DDP, just a little bit something.
Yeah, I can see they could get competitive, and I can see a little bit of cheating from DDP. He did have Max Muscle with him at the time, and Kimberly.
Okay.
But I don't really see Kimberly cheating. I see Max Muscle maybe whacking Alex Wright in the face or something. But I think pretty much all 4 of these guys are going to give you a good competitive match. I'd make this a good 15-minute match or so.
Yeah,
maybe
for sure.
Maybe a little longer, just really...
It's the last of the Lethal Lottery.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to make this one count. We got lucky here.
We did.
We could have rolled a 2 and a 1. It could have been completely different.
We got some good names in this sucker, too.
This, at an aggregate score of 34 to 40.
Wow.
The best one, right?
Yeah, it was, really. Let me go back and look. Yeah.
Definitely the best team, though, too. Because I don't think another team rolled a 20.
No.
So that's good.
Yeah, and it's just a solid match. We got a lot of solid players in this, a lot of main eventers, which is good, because the year before, it wasn't like it was a bad Battle Bowl, but once again, tough to pull the roster out. And really tough to get some main event guys in there. I don't know why, but just there wasn't enough, you know? They signed Randy Savage that year, too, right after we did this. So it's like a month later, he's there. But too hard to have him right in the scheme of things.
No.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Okay. So I tell you what, let's run down who we have in Battle Bowl then.
All right. So everyone in Battle Bowl are, well, I guess the participants in Battle Bowl are Jerry Saggs, Scotty Riggs, Lex Luger, Dave Sullivan, the Super Assassin 1, which is the Barbarian, Randy Savage, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the Disco Inferno, VK Wall Street, Paul Orndorff, Eddie Guerrero, Johnny B. Bad, Ming, Road Warrior Hawk, Bobby Eaton, Brian Knobbs, Hulk Hogan, Dirty Dick Slater, Sting, and Diamond Dallas Page.
That's a hell of a battle royal.
Yeah, that's a solid battle royal there.
That's someone's dream battle royal there.
I mean, I think everyone's pretty much, worth being there, I'd say. You know? I don't see
it's not really like any like...
Well...
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's what's nice about this year, because they beefed up the roster. They added a lot of other names, and we left some guys out like Scott Norton, Hugh Morris, Terry Taylor, some other people that were there but not really,
However, looking at some of the teams that lost, I'm kind of glad they lost.
Yeah.
So if this was just a straight up like battle royal for like to save the world or something, this is still good.
Yeah, I mean, you got your main eventers, you got your mid-carders, but you got some random people too, but it's a pretty solid top-to-bottom battle royal. I mean, you don't have Harlem Heat in it, you don't have Benoit Malenko.
Yeah, even the bottom's good. The bottom's good.
Yeah, I mean, you got enough main eventers and interesting wrestlers to make this thing work. I mean, you have Dick Slater, who's like, a legend for his time too, big name in UWF. Paul Orndorff, I mean, everybody here, I mean, they're worth being in there.
Absolutely.
The Disco Inferno was new at the time, but he's funny and he's entertainment for you in this battle royal. Same with Duggan.
Boom. Right, there we go. So here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead, we're going to take a pause, because we totally haven't done that before.
Sure.
During this podcast.
Yeah.
Not 3 times. No, absolutely not. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to redraw the names.
Sure.
Top to bottom. We're going to just reorganize them, and then once we do that, we'll come back, and then we'll explain the rules to Battle Bowl.
All right, we're going to have 2-ring battle royal after this.
Woo! All right, see you in a little bit. All right, we're back.
Yeah.
There we go. I mean, so actually kind of a long delay there, but, just getting Audacity working, and then...
that's always a treasure.
Oh, my Lord. It's always a learning experience. They tell you that in school.
Yeah.
I was like, the day that you stop learning is the day you'll die. I wish I was dead. Okay. So, we do have a list of names here. We'll go ahead. We'll take this top to bottom. I'll go ahead. I'll ring them off.
Okay.
We will roll for the names as in order.
Mm-hmm.
Luger, Stang, Disco Inferno, Riggs, Sullivan, Saggs, Orndorff, Diamond Dallas Page, Knobbs, Super Assassin 1, Slater, Hacksaw, Savage, Wall Street, Mang, Eaton, Bad, Hawk, Hogan, Guerrero. Okay.
That's a good group.
That's a great good group.
That's solid.
Right.
You have enough main eventers, enough mid-card guys, and you don't really have any jobbers. So
beautiful.
That's a win-win for me.
Beautiful. Okay. Right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to explain the rules here for the Battle Bowl. Mm-hmm. Now, this is the second part of the competition, really. This is a competition. Mm-hmm. So there's a reason why we wanted to redraw the names again, because we can't really go through the tag teams top to bottom.
Yeah.
So we're going to do this in rounds. Everyone's going to roll
Okay.
a 1d20.
Okay.
If you, in the first round, if you roll a 3 or less,
Okay.
you're eliminated.
Okay.
In the second round, if you roll a 5 or less, you're eliminated. In the
Okay.
third round, if you roll a 10 or less, you're eliminated. And from the fourth round on, if you roll a 15 or less, you're eliminated.
Wow, okay.
The last guy to not be eliminated wins Battlebowl. And I'm kind of glad that we redrew these names, because we kind of get an idea of who faces early elimination, who has a chance of going on to the later ones. So right off the bat, the top 5 most likely for elimination would be Luger, Sting, Disco Riggs, and Sullivan.
Yeah.
Okay. But then towards the bottom, we have Eaton, Bad, Hawk, Hogan, Guerrero. That's WCW, all right.
Yeah, definitely. You're not going to see any like random people in that.
No. So I'll tell you what. We'll go ahead. You want to do this turn by turn?
Sure.
All right. There we go. You'll take any dice you like.
Okay. I'll do orange. I like orange.
I like orange too.
Orange is the new black. Huh?
I tell people orange is my favorite color, and they look at me like I'm a maniac.
Oh wow.
Okay. So I'll tell you what. So first round, 3 or less, you're gone.
Which is good. I mean, it gets the point, you know?
Absolutely.
All right.
Kind of cuts the fat here, but like a battle royal, these guys have been wrestling all night. Then you have to do a battle royal at the end. Usually it's the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah. You get tired, too.
Right.
It's a factor. I mean, especially, Sting and DDP, they just wrestled, so.
True. Yeah, good point.
That's a big factor in there.
So let's go ahead and let's get
First
this
one.
done. First one. Luger gets a... Oh.
He gets an 8.
He gets an 8.
He's safe.
He stays. I'm going to write all these down.
Excuse me. Okay, next one, Sting. Is a
Oh.
4. Just made it.
Oh. Okay.
I can see an almost elimination for him.
Right.
Thrown over, but not gone.
All the
right.
little stingers, like, gasp.
Disco, 16. He's still in there. Riggs. He's got a 4 still in there. Sullivan. 19.
Okay.
Everyone's hanging in there.
There we go.
Sags. Whoa, Sags. Let's take a look. Sags gets a 6. He's still in. Orndorff. He's a 3. He's out.
He's gone.
He's first one gone.
First elimination.
I think that happened last year, too.
Orndorff?
Yeah, I think he might have been the first one. I'm not sure. I have to go back and listen. But okay. We got Diamond Dallas Page. He's a 1. He's gone, too.
Wow. Okay.
Those are 2 big eliminations. First people out. Next, we have Knobs. 19. Still in there.
Wow.
Super Assassin 1. 3. He's gone.
Okay.
Okay. That makes sense. Slater. 16. He's still in. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. 18. He's still in there. Savage. 18. He's still in. Wall Street. 11. Still in there.
Okay.
Ming. 17 still in. Eaton. 19 still in. Bad. 6 still in there. Hawk. We're Hawk. 18 still in. Hulk Hogan. 17 still in there. And Eddie Guerrero. 15 still in. All right.
A lot of high numbers in here. A lot of numbers here in the tens.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we might see maybe even this thing be wrapped up in 5 or 6 rounds.
It could be.
Actually. The last time it worked out just like this.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first time we did the first round, we saw 4 eliminations. So
Yeah.
seeing 3 was a little shocking, but not so much.
Yeah, you have to make it flow a little bit, but you can't make the battle royal so quick where it's like, what a ripoff. You know?
Right.
Plus, you got 2 rings. So
They're going back and forth.
Yeah.
Maybe some people were saved. I think if anyone would have been saved by the other ring. Wait, Sting got a 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so he's safe. He was
Yeah.
safe. So the people who would have been saved, Sting would have been saved by the other ring. Riggs would have been saved by the other ring. Sags, maybe Bad, maybe some combination of the 4 of them.
yeah.
maybe one of them. I can see Sting maybe skinning the cat.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's what it is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then the second round will be 5 or less.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You want to go ahead and
there we go.
Do it again? 5 or less, you're gone.
Luger. What is that? Would that be a 6?
That's a 6.
Okay, he's still in there.
Again, other ring.
All right, let's see. Sting. 12, he's safe. Disco Inferno.
By a lot.
19, wow. Scotty Riggs. Up 2. Goodbye, Mr. Riggs.
Oh, there we go.
Good night. Dave Sullivan. He's safe.
What is it?
It was 6.
It was a 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was safe. Let me pull up Sags. 15.
There we go.
No.
Orndorff.
Oh, he's gone. He was thrown out.
Oh, wait. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
oh, okay. Gone. And then DDP was gone.
Yeah.
Knobs.
Okay. I'm sorry. Knobs. 11 still in there. Slater.
Yes.
10 still in there.
Wow.
Hacksaw. Up 2. Good night, Hacksaw.
All right.
I can see Slater just ducking.
So we're 3/4 of the way down here.
Yeah. We're losing him. Savage. 11 still in it. Wall Street. 9.
He's still in it.
Ming 14.
Jeez.
Ayton. 17.
Oh, my Lord.
Bad. 7. Hawk.
Still in it.
Hawk 17. Still in this.
Oh, my Lord.
Hogan. 5. Hogan is
gone.
Hulk Hogan.
Well, that's good. Well, actually,
so we have a winner.
So yeah, we do have a winner. Michael Terry, who I believe chose Sting, actually wins the prize.
Yeah, from our Facebook group. So
For our
Michael
Facebook,
Terry,
yeah.
I'm going to post action figures. You can have your choice between action figures, DVDs, possibly books, and
Maybe a spot on the podcast too.
Yeah,
That's always
we
on
could
the
do
table.
guest spot on the
We'll
podcast.
We'll work that out with you. But
Yep, so-
congratulations.
Yeah, Michael Terry from Facebook page. Good job.
See, this is why you play all the Facebook games.
I know.
This is why you do that.
Our last Battle Bowl winner won a Sting Elite figure.
That can't be beat.
Yeah,
that can't be beat.
I mean,
there you
they
go.
go for $20-$25. So hey,
Boom.
and we got Eddie Guerrero left. Eddie Guerrero is gone. He got thrown out.
So with a what? 2?
Yeah, 2.
Oh wow! All right, so we saw one.
Our last year's winner's gone.
2,
Hogan.
3, 4. We saw 4. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we saw 4 eliminations that round.
Okay, that can happen.
Right.
The more you go on here, the tired everybody gets.
Absolutely. So, Hawk, Bad, and Eaton has a chance to winning this thing as well as Mang and Wall Street.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of random guys here. Nasty Boys are still in it. They're probably teaming on some people. I could see Hogan getting eliminated by. You could see pretty much like a whole bunch of bad guys. I think trying to dump him.
A lot of bad guys in this.
Yeah.
I feel like
Luger. You could see Ming, Luger, maybe Eaton and Wall Street get together and dump him. A lot of gang ups, or it could be something like someone turns on Hogan.
That's true.
You never know.
Right, but then again, you never know what could happen. Luger could be the only one in this round who gets an 11 or higher.
Yeah.
Everyone else could get a 10 or lower. You never know.
So we're going for the next round here.
10 or lower, you're gone.
Wow, Luger. 15, still in there. Sting. Let's see how Sting does. Sting is 19. They are safe.
He's very safe.
This is interesting now. Now we're getting into it. Disco, 20.
Wow.
Disco is hanging in there.
Still in there.
Well, it's like World War III 95. They just... Or no, 96. They kept on trying to throw him out. He's just hung in there.
Yeah.
Dave Sullivan. 8. Good night, Dave. That's about enough of him.
Enough out of you.
I honestly preferred him as the equalizer anyway. Sags. 16.
16.
So it's 20 or less?
It's 10 or less.
10 or less, sorry.
20 or less, they're all of them.
Yeah, everybody's gone now. All right, Sags still in. Knobs. Knobs at 15, still in. The tag team's hanging in there. Slater. 2. Goodbye, Mr. Slater. I can see Savage or somebody just throwing him out.
Right, absolutely. But what's Savage going to do next?
Uh-oh. 11. Wow, just barely hanging on. Really hung on there.
I feel like the other ring is playing a part here.
Yeah. Wall Street. 1, goodbye. Wall Street hit the floor. He's out. We got Ming next. 19, Ming's safe. Eaton. 14, he's safe. Bad. 9, he's gone. Bad took a tumble. That was bad for him.
Right. And
Ed
then
Hawk. 9.
9. So he's gone too.
Yeah. So now we're starting to lose everybody here.
Looking at the numbers here real quick, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have less than our field here going into the 4th round. So we need they need to roll a 15 or lower. Disco actually seems like, if I'm doing the math here correctly, has been rolling the highest so far.
He's hiding.
39 plus 16 would be 55, I believe. Meng and Eaton look like they're tied. I don't have a calculator here. Even though that's no excuse. I should really be good at mental
Come
math.
on.
I know. My uncle is just... I can hear my uncle right now just sighing. But like, hey, at least I'm trying to do the math in my head. Unlike my brother. Do the mental math. I can hear him saying. Knobs is doing all right.
Yeah, him and Sags, you figure they're ganging up.
Right.
They can still hang in there. They could win. They could win Battlebowl. I mean, if they wanted to.
Right. So basically, anyone who at this point, a lot of high Sting has not, in terms of an aggregate score, because of his barely surviving the first round. Sting's kind of rolling poorly here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going into the 4th round.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point on, if you get a 15 or lower,
This is rough.
you're done.
This is it.
So really, the best point, the best person at this point to win will be descending. Will be Eaton, Meng, Savage, and then Knobs.
This could get bad too. They could, you could pretty much lose Sting, and then it's Savage against everybody else. Really,
Right.
If you really play those cards, but some of these guys are loners anyway, like Ming and Disco. So
Again, kind of unique how that works out.
it is. It's
No one
interesting.
in a team ever really wins Battle Royals.
So we got the
Rarely does that happen.
So we got Luger, Sting, Disco, the Nasty Boys, Savage, Ming, and Eaton. I got 8 guys.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep.
Okay, here we go. Luger,
15 or lower.
9. He's a gone.
Gone.
He got. I could see Savage dumping him because they were feuding at the time. Sting, 15. He's out.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Wow, they're gone. 2 huge names out of Battlebowl. Disco Inferno. Let's see what he got. 12. He's out. Now everyone's getting tired. This is where we really dump him. Sags, 18. Still in it. Wow.
Still in it. Wow.
Knobs,
Okay.
13. He's gone. So now we're really losing everybody. Now we're
So we have Savage, Ming, and Eaton left in this round.
Savage. 16. He hangs in there. Wow.
Oh.
Ming, 5. He's gone. See, this is where you really. This is like the end of the battle.
I really would have thought. I have a feeling that in this role, Eaton's going to be eliminated. But I thought that Ming would have hung in there.
Eaton's 15.
Yeah, but he's gone.
Wow, we are down to Savage and Jerry Sags. Quick eliminations there, folks.
All right, let me do
6 guys going
Let
on.
me tally this up real quick.
This is what's exciting about Battlebowl. You just don't know.
It's exciting about all battle royales. All right, so it looks like we have 2 names.
Yeah,
We have our final 2.
we do.
We have one of the utmost royalty in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean the centerpiece of the Poffo family. Macho Man Randy Savage. I think he inspired a lot of people to get into wrestling, or at least perfect their promos. Really did well for his Slim Jim and building that brand. I mean, honestly, because they built that.
He built that brand.
Yeah, and they have the action figure now of Macho Man with the Slim Jims, and
Yeah, that was huge. That was cool.
absolutely.
I really like that.
Versus Jerry Sags.
Pity City.
This is why we do this. This is why you play the game.
All right.
This is why you play the game.
This is exciting. This is, who would have thought? This is Battlebowl,
I
folks.
never would have thought. Wow. And then, like, let's see, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Savage is 13, 12, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Sags is 6. So we're going from the 6th down to the 13th down.
We had a wipeout that last round. Like, I think this was like our first wipeout we've ever had, where like just tons of guys.
I would say the biggest wipeout for sure.
Because the last year we did it for '94. When we did that, that was like 3 years ago. We did it. It seemed like 2 or 3 here and there. But this one was like, wow, we really pick up the pace. A lot of eliminations after a while.
Right.
So Sags.
We got Sags is up.
All right.
And now let's be clear here. If Sags gets a 15 or lower, basically right now it's sudden death.
Okay.
15 or lower, the other guy wins.
All
We're gonna
right.
settle this the old Navy way. First gonna die, loses.
Here we go. Sags is dead. He's dead.
That's what it's
13.
That's a 13. For giggles, what have Savage would have gotten?
5. So.
Okay, but it doesn't matter.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Macho Man. Ooh, yeah, the Macho Man Randy Savage.
He's your winner.
Wins Battlebowl.
And that's good.
95. I mean...
We really book good Battlebowls, don't we?
I mean, no,
it makes perfect sense. He won World War III 95, so why not win Battlebowl 95? And we're not... This isn't fixed in any way, shape, or form.
I would also say that... Look, people would go ape shit for Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm gonna say like Savage is better.
Well, it makes
Savage is better
for the time. It makes perfect sense because
again,
when we booked '94, it was Hogan's year. I feel like '95 was Savage's year. It was Hogan's too, but Savage really came in and at the end of '94, and he just ran with it '95, and it makes perfect sense for him.
Absolutely. I mean, if you spent all that money on Savage, why wouldn't you? Yeah. Why wouldn't you do this? And could you think about this from Savage's point of view? Savage wanted to have one last run in WWE. He wanted the feud with Shawn Michaels. Mm-hmm. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
And we never got it.
No, I think that
for reasons.
Excellent. That would have been an excellent feud. What I'd like to do is coming up. We talked about this before. We're going to do more Battle Bowls.
Right.
I'd like to do the 1996 redo because that was horrendous. That probably was the worst Battle Bowl I think there was. That was
Absolutely.
It was awful. It was 32 guys, 2 rounds. You don't need 2 rounds. That's way too long for that.
No.
And it ended up watching the second round was hideous. They blew it off so bad. Terrible. So we're going to redo it. 2 rings, 40 guys again. We're talking about doing other companies' battle bowls as well.
I would like to see all-time greats in companies do this. I'd like to see a personal Battle Bowls. You know, I can tell you who has a spot in mind. Bunkhouse Buck.
All right. Buck is there.
For reasons in mind. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to say... I'm shocked, but I'm not.
Me neither. I think it's a great... I think we could have booked it better, honestly.
No.
It's good. It has everything you need out of a Battle Bowl and out of a pay-per-view.
It has everything that you would want. I mean, like, could you imagine the finish to that? I mean, looking at the last couple of eliminations, it was... Well, Savage wins, Sags, Eaton, Meng, Savage survived, Knobs, Sags survived. Disco, Sting, and Luger. I think once you see Disco and once you see Luger, Sting, and Disco get eliminated, and Hawk too, Hawk and Bad. I think once you see those 5 go in order, you're like, because we saw. We say this in hindsight 2020, but we saw the 2014 Rumble live. Yeah. And it's like, oh my god! Once you saw Punk get eliminated, and it's like, oh my god, where do we go from here?
Yeah, who's gonna win this thing? Right.
But unlike the 2014 Rumble, I think we come up with a winner here.
We're doing pretty well.
I don't want to say it cements Savage as a star because he already is a star.
Yeah.
But golly, does it make him a force to be reckoned with at this time?
It does. He wins the Battle Bowl ring, and he gets a title shot of his choice down the line. So it's the same thing as World War III, essentially. Except World War III, he wins the belt.
So what were some of the repercussions you would see coming out of this event?
Well, the first one, it was just kind of a one-off. Sting won, and then that was kind of... I think he had the option of a title shot of his choice later on down the line, I think. I'd have to go back and look. Then the second year, he already gets in the Lethal Lottery. He's already automatically in because he won. Okay. So he gets right in there, and they present him the ring. And then he's pretty much in the Lethal Lottery. And then the same thing the next year. You kind of get your shot of who you want to wrestle or whatever for a title, and then you get the ring the year after, which doesn't make sense to me. But
no, I kind of like how we do it.
Yeah, it kind of fell through too. Like the next year, Muta didn't show up. They didn't give him a ring, and it was just like in the toilet. But I mean, so far the winners of Battle Bowl historically have been Sting, Muta, Vader. Then we booked Hogan, Savage, and then historically Diamond Dallas Page won. But
we're going to redo it.
We're going to redo it. It's nothing against Diamond Dallas Page, just the pay-per-view is bad.
It's just a matter of just redoing everything.
Yeah. So he could win.
He really could honestly win.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that in two completely random situations here. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Giving me the orange dice. In two random Battle Bowls, we didn't have, out of 40 guys, we picked like legends.
We did.
We redrew legends.
We booked
the numbers came up.
Yeah, and we booked how it probably would have been booked anyway. So just by random, like this is
just by random. I mean, like
fixed at all.
we had to go by what the numbers told us to do, but I still say this was a good card.
Yeah, I mean, top to bottom, the roster's so much better, I think, than the previous year, so it makes the Battle Bowl a little bit better, so to speak. I mean, nothing against, like, Honky Tonk Man, Blacktop Bully, Van Hammer, some other guys, but a lot of it just felt like filler. I was just scrambling trying to get some names to fill in 40 guys. This one was easy. I was like, well, there's this guy, and that guy, and a few other guys left over, but, it was when WCW was starting to get bigger, better, and it was just becoming fuller, and that's when WWE started going down. 95 to me was like the transitional year, where like you could see like WCW was going up and WWF was going down. So this is an easy card to fill. A lot of great names and legends in the business. So top to bottom, a good battle royal.
So where would you see? What would you do differently in Battle Bowl '96? Picking the names.
Battle Bowl '96, we wouldn't be picking the names on Nitro. So right off the bat, they're picking the names on Nitro, so it's hard to follow that. And then if you buy the pay-per-view, you're not going to know who's with who, and it's just going to look silly. So we wouldn't be doing that. It wouldn't be at Slamboree, because I never understood why they did that. That was kind of silly. It would probably be either at its own pay-per-view. Probably, I might do it in the summer. Okay. I think, because Hog Wild was garbage, so I don't see any point of that. So maybe we'll do it in August. Okay. Because you had World War III in November. For this year's in '95, I would just put in Starrcade because, or is a Clash of the Champions special, because
I kind of like that.
Yeah, maybe that. I think it would be a Clash of the Champions special because just for the fact that they were kind of getting low on the clashes and they were boring, and Starrcade was, if you wanted to substitute, it was WCW against the New Japan, which I didn't think was that great, and it didn't really do much, and the payoff wasn't really there. So either one of those shows, I would have thrown that in. The next year coming up in '96, you're going to see the NWO. So I would think you'd have to put them in it. Maybe
That's
not.
True.
I would not book them in the Battle Bowl itself. I would probably just have them on the outside.
Well, they have to get the Battle Bowl.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the thing is, too, would they be legally allowed in it? Because at the time, if you're looking at them in October, they weren't a part of WCW.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'd have to play that out, but it probably...
Well, if they're under contract in WCW, you would have to.
Well, yeah, you'd work it out. But I don't know if I would do it at Slamboree again.
I hate to tell you this, but that NWO sold out was still a WCW pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's true.
We got to look at it like that.
So it's probably either going to be in the summer or... I mean, I guess we could do this at Slamboree. We're going to have to change... If we do it in the summer, some of the guys that were originally in it won't be in it just because they're gone. But it's either going to, I guess, be at Slamboree, or we'll just get rid of Slamboree, move that to, like, January, get rid of Sold Out or one of them. You know what I mean? Just kind of move some pay-per-views around.
How do you see that affecting the roster?
The earlier you do it, there's going to be a different set of guys. Like, you're not going to have the NWO. You're going to have the Road Warriors, though. If you have in August, you're not going to have the Road Warriors, but you'll have the NWO. So it's like a trade-off.
No, I think I'll need to see a list of like names here.
Sure.
But
just to throw off the bat, you're going to have like Public Enemy, the Steiners.
Oh.
Fire and Ice. Almost all the Horsemen.
Six Pack.
No, it wouldn't be in it.
I wouldn't be in it.
It's too early. You'd have like Brutus Beefcake, Hogan, Shark, Ming. Pretty much almost everybody from 95, pretty much, because they all stuck around. Warndorf won't be there. The Gang won't be there. Trying to think of else. Dave Sullivan won't be there. So a few cuts, but not much.
Yeah.
You're looking at Battlebowl like 96 to like 99 is pretty much going to be the same group. A little bit different, give and take, but
especially from like 98 to the closing.
Yeah, you can pretty much book the same group of guys, so we could make it a little bit different. But yeah, it's just a trade-off if we want to do it. January would be too soon, I think, but if we would do it either at Slamboree, phase out Slamboree, or phase out. There was nothing in April, so we could just do Battlebowl in April.
Right.
And no, because there wasn't Spring Stampede, so maybe we could do it then. That'd be before the NWO comes in.
No, well, actually, I would like to see it with the NWO.
So if we want to do it with the NWO, we'll do it either in, Bash at the Beach happened. I'd probably do it in August, just because like Road Wild was stupid, or Hog Wild, or whatever.
Right. I probably don't want Hollywood Hulk Hogan in the next Battle Bowl, but that's just me.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Keep them as the outside. Maybe have send his guys in, or they just fight their way in. They're not even drawn in; they just attack people.
So we there's no reason why we can't have 22 names in the Battle Bowl part. They could totally skip by the Lethal Lottery. Mm-hmm. But this was another turn of events here, for sure. And I'll tell you, I think that's we're way past an hour here at this point. I think that was it.
Yeah,
that's it. Book it, Gabe.
We did it.
Battle Bowl 95.
That was great. I think you couldn't have booked it better. You always can't have the main eventers, every main eventer in a battle row, but we had a lot of good ones in it.
Right. And I'll tell you, I think speaking about other Battle Bowls.
Yeah.
I would like to, if you're going to do one, personally, I'm thinking this. I'd like to see 50 names.
Okay.
But, like, a lot of people who are on the roster just don't make it.
Okay.
So, like, who are going to be the 10 just left behind?
So, do you mean, like, just this random Battle Bowl, or just, like,
if we're out of the 50 guys, and that you have a pool to pick from.
Okay.
You have 40 slots to fill in the tag team.
Okay.
Who are the 10 that are going to be left behind?
What year would it be?
Your all-time.
Oh, geez.
All-time in their prime.
I'd really have to think about that.
We don't need the name now. But
yeah,
start thinking about that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind we coming back here maybe even around Christmas. We start
we
drawing that up.
We should do that. We should definitely get 96 out, because I know people really like the 94 one, and it took us a long time to get to this. Originally, we were supposed to do this like years ago, but
someone had to get married.
Yeah, I know. That kind of threw everything off. So that's probably when that was supposed to happen too. So we're back at it. We're trying to get these podcasts out as quickly as possible. Just it's very tough when you work and actually you're employed. We're not home all day. We do things. Honestly, I work, go to the gym, come home, do stuff, and it's like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So, we'll just get as many as we can. But this is episode 102, so we're doing pretty good.
Oh.
I don't think we're doing too bad. But Battle Bowl 96, we're not going to... One thing I want to mention, too. 2 rings, 40 guys. We're not going to have, like, singles matches involved in that. That's when they started doing that in 96. I feel like that wasted a lot of time, threw off the rhythm.
Yeah.
So we won't do that. Are we going to say we'll do it in August then? We'll have the NWO be a part of it?
I say in August.
Okay. So you're looking at that. We'll do August. So technically for our booking point or whatever, there's no Hog Wild, which I know no one really cares about anyway, so
Right.
not like a big loss. Some people could say, oh, I went from bad to worse, but, it's your point of view. So we'll do Battlebowl 96. We'll do 2 rings, 40 guys. The drawing and all of it will be on the pay-per-view. There won't be any of this on Nitro. There won't be any, predetermined stuff. No matches in between. It's just going to be the solid pay-per-view.
Boom. Can't
There
be
it is.
beat.
All right.
All right. Well, hey, you can find us on the Facebook group, NSR Pro Wrestling Podcast. Twitter's kind of fallen by the wayside, so we'll get the SoundCloud up. I think that's now the running gag at this point.
Yeah, I know. We need to get on some other mediums. So SoundCloud, maybe Podbean or one of those other.
Stitcher.
Stitcher might be something we'll look at as well.
All right.
We're also at www.newscorepublic.com.
Woo!
I'm working on the website. We're kind of changing some stuff around, so check it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, hey, on that note, I'm Petrie.